We got zero follow through today in the market, and unfortunately, I ended up red on the morning. We'll talk about that today in Market Open Trading. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Miguel here with Market Open. I took 4 trades. Actually, I took more than that. But I got basically zero follow through. I got a few that I got stopped out, break even. Some of them I ended up getting back in, and it still did not work. So let's talk about the trades I took this morning. The first trade I had this morning was on I. So right here was my first trade I took on I. So I pulled down, pulled back up to VWAP, and I told myself the bottom of this pullback here will actually end up being my entry. Let's see here. So I wanted to get in here initially at 1528, but I told myself, okay, I want to get it. I want to make sure that it's headed under VWAP and under the 9. So I actually ended up putting my stop here at 1550, and 1525 was actually going to be my entry. Now, as you can see, I actually ended up getting filled here at 1520, 400 shares, and that's 30 cents. And now it formed a lower high. It kind of just bounced. So this triple bounce right here, if you guys actually go back on some of my videos, it's I think I named it like triple bounce theory. Typically, to me, on a 1-minute chart, this signals a sort of reversal. You'll see here that it actually ended up bounced 3 times, came back up, formed a lower high, bounced again, and it went higher. So I actually ended up getting kicked out here at 941. So right here at 1548. Now, I put my stop over this little high, and I ended up getting 2 cents of slippage. Not a lot, but good thing that I actually did, because it ended up kicking out here. So I've saved a couple of cents, and you know, could have gotten even more slippage on that. So typically, whenever it forms a lower high at that pullback, I will put my stop there. So I ended up taking a $113 loss on that. Now, the next trade I took was on NWL. Now, NWL was not on the watch list this morning, but it was moving up kind of strong this morning as well. Now, I took the trade here, 1,000 shares long, right at 957. So let's see here. So probably somewhere around here. Yeah, so right here in this candle, let's see here, 957. So right here, you'll see a bull flag, which did work out, but I did not end up getting my 2-to-1, unfortunately. So I ended up stopping out break even. So if you'll notice here, 2546, and I'm going to scroll down here, 2546, I ended up getting kicked out at 1038. So I was hoping it was going to just flag out and keep going up above. So it hit my 1-to-1 target, which means that I put my stop loss at break even, and I cannot lose any money on that. Now, the VWAP was actually getting close to my initial entry, so what I wanted to do was, if I got kicked out, I wanted to go ahead and get in long again at the bottom of the pullback right around VWAP, and then come back up, hopefully. So that was the plan. So I ended up getting kicked out 25.46. Let's see here, 1052, I actually ended up getting back in, so right here in this candle. But unfortunately, it actually kept going lower, so I got kicked out of NWL as well. So I gave it 2 shots, and it didn't end up working, unfortunately. My theory was that it was going to hit VWAP and then start bouncing, maybe consolidate a little bit and head higher, but it did not end up doing that. So no follow through on I, no follow through on NWL, got kicked out, unfortunately. Break even, and then I lost a little bit of money on it, so I ended up losing a total of $70 on that. Next trade I took was on RCII. So RCII actually was on the watch list. Now, let's see here. Looking back on it, I didn't really have an entry here, unless I would have taken it over 10 and then put my stop down here at 973. But yeah, it didn't get in at 10 because it's under VWAP and it's under the 9. I typically don't like to get in under those levels, but 10 is such a significant number that I could have done that and then put my stop at the bottom, but I just didn't do it. Now, I ended up getting long on RCII. Let's see here. I saw this flat top here, but it actually ended up not getting in. I would have gotten kicked out as well on this because you'll see it broke out and then it just faded off. So there was a little flag here. So pull back to the moving average. And I decided to get in long right at 11:52. So right in here in this candle, next candle, making new high. I got in long at 1081 with 1,000 shares. My stop was actually going to be here at 1075. So risking about 6 cents. Now, this candle here went, and my stop loss break even is at 1089. So you'll see here that the high of this candle is 1088. It didn't reach my 1-to-1, so I was not able to put my stop loss at break even. For the rest of that, it actually ended up coming back and kicking me out. I ended up getting kicked out right at 1076. And let's see here. RCII ended up losing. Yeah, so I ended up losing $50 on that. Actually, kind of unfortunate. I thought about putting my stop loss break even, but I really wanted to stick to the rules. It's 1-to-1 stop loss break even. So took a loss on that. And then the last trade I took on SRE. Now you'll notice it's also 1 p.m. and I typically don't trade this long, but I was holding on to these things for such a long time, hoping that they would work out. And they were trending in my direction, especially SRE. I had SRE for a very long time. Let's see here. I got long SRE, then I got out SRE, then I got long again. And so I held from 1030 on SRE till I ended up adding because I was just tired of sitting there and waiting. So it actually ended up spiking up here to 1780, pulled back to moving average. I said, okay, I'm tired of sitting here. I've been sitting here for 2 hours. I'm just going to go ahead and add 120 shares, so I have 200 shares long, and I'll get out if it gets somewhere around 117.50 or so. So unfortunately, ended up not giving me that. I added right at 117.04, and so that gave me 200 shares long, and I ended up getting kicked out at 116.81. So down 293 on the day, unfortunately. So there was zero continuation on anything that I got into today. The flags ended up not working. The flat top breakouts did not work. VWAP bounces did not work. The breakdowns did not work either. So they either went less than 1-to-1 or 1-to-1 and then came back. So there was one trade I wish I would have taken this morning. I did see it. I had AAOI here on this monitor, and then I had, I believe it was I on this monitor, and I was getting in. I was getting into I, and I just did not. So you'll see here, right at 936, AAOI broke down below 43. So that was going to be my entry. Stop was going to be 43.36, and right here, it got triggered here, or I went into I at 936, and AAOI triggered exactly at the same time. It's just I wasn't fast enough to just move over and go ahead and trigger. I think AAOI actually triggered before I, and then I said, well, crap, I can't do anything about it now. So I could have put a stop order, but I was literally just hovering above the entry. So if I was to try and put in a stop order or something, I probably would have missed it. So I didn't take the chance on doing it. But obviously, looking back on it, hindsight's always 20/20. But if I would have taken this trade on AAOI under 43, which was one of my candidates as well, you'll see here it's actually on the watch list. And this is probably the only thing that would have reached my 2-to-1 target. And of course, it's the only trade that I didn't take for the day. This pattern on AAOI is one of my go-to, especially in the morning. It's essentially a VWAP rejection and comes back up to test it. It gets rejected. It tries to make a new high, gets rejected, and next candle make a new low is your entry. So right here over under 43, I would have taken it short, but I did not get a chance since it triggered at the same time as I. So yeah, kind of unfortunate, but yeah. So red day for today, starting off the week on a bad note. So we have the rest of the week now. There's also something that's very important that is going to happen. Actually, I forgot exactly which date it is. It's either like Tuesday or Wednesday or like that. Trump is at the summit talking to President of North Korea, and so that is very, very important. It's really going to be, it's going to dictate on which way the market is going to go for the rest of the week. Now, that's probably why there was not a lot of continuation in the market today, because everything's kind of up in the air, really depending on what the terms are that they work out with North Korea, because that can definitely impact the market strongly. So I probably expect to have the same type of day tomorrow. Not necessarily like losing, but it's just not a lot of continuation until the actual summit actually happens and they meet with North Korea, and then they work out, you know, what they need to work out, and then the market will pick a direction on which way it's going to end up going. It's been green most of the day, but all the pullbacks didn't really work. The flat tops didn't work out, so I don't really expect the market to make a booming move until that summit actually happens. If you noticed here, the SPY moved sideways for the first hour and a half to 2 hours until it actually ended up breaking out or somewhere around 11:40. So most of the morning it just didn't really do anything at all. It wasn't really helping or hurting. It's just that there was no continuation in anything that it took. So we'll live to fight another day. If you guys have any questions, make sure to put it down in the comment section below. If you guys have not joined our Facebook group, make sure to do that. We are finally up to 10,000 people in the Facebook group, and yeah, it's completely free to join. I post my watch list for you guys every single day. A lot of the guys in there take advantage of it, and yeah, I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you have not joined us yet on their Facebook group, make sure to do that. The link will be down in the description below, where I post my watch list for you guys every single day. Lastly, if you guys are curious on how I learn how to trade, I provided you guys with the discount code in the description. It comes with one-on-one mentoring, classes, and buying power, so make sure to take advantage of that. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.